Welcome to Life Rebounding. We've been looking over the last number of videos at reflections on Margaret Silf's comments at the end of her book, Inner Compass. Those three comments being, where you are, however unchosen, is the place of blessing. And we've spent some time digging out some of the depths of what that might mean. And we've also looked at how you are, however broken, is the place of grace. And I'd like to transition today to another one, which is who you are in your becoming is your place in the kingdom. There's a lot could be said about that, but let's just unpack it a little bit by way of an introduction. Who you are in your becoming is a statement about movement in our lives, that we are people who aren't static. We're not stuck in one place, even though there are times when we might feel like we're stuck. From God's perspective, we're not stuck. We're always moving. There's always a progression towards a goal, and that goal ultimately is to be brought into conformity with the image of Christ in preparation for heaven itself. And so when Margaret talks about who you are in, or who you are in your becoming, it's really a statement about that kind of progression that's happening, that there is growth that's happening in our lives. Maybe it's not necessarily perceivable for us in terms of big leaps and bounds, but it's happening. God's grooming us. He's working with us. And then when she says, is your place in the kingdom, she's highlighting the long view. We look at our lives in terms of this moment, and it's very easy to get lost in the moment and not be able to see anything beyond the moment, especially if you're in a difficult place. We can get stuck in that place and not be able to see, and therefore not be able to always have the best perspective. But one of the things that she's highlighting for us here is that this movement that we're in called life, this journey that we're on, this changing, this transformation that's happening in our lives, is for a purpose. And it's always moving towards God's kingdom. And our place in the kingdom is to become the people that God made us to be, people who are made in His image, people who are His image bearers, people who are His children, His princes and princesses, His royal priesthood, His special possession. We are these people that God is making over in our lives from the inside out, and He's preparing us for His kingdom. And when she talks about this is your place in the kingdom, I don't want to see that as a sort of fatalism that you're stuck where you are. I think what she's really saying is there is a place for us in the kingdom as we use our gifts and talents, and that we're in that movement. As we discover what our gifts are, as we discover what our talents are, and we begin to put them to use for God's glory and the blessing of others, we are participating in the kingdom. Jesus spoke a number of times in the Gospels about the kingdom. He said the kingdom of God is all around you. The kingdom of God is near you. And He often said the kingdom is within you. And that's really what Margaret Silf is getting at, I think. The kingdom of God is within you, and this is your place. It's to be working out those kingdom values, that kingdom life through your life in the world around you. And so as we now transition to who I am in my becoming, or who you are in your becoming is your place in the kingdom, I want to just reflect on that movement as we do so and give thanks to God that we are not stuck, that there is one who is working His plan in our lives constantly, a plan that is based in His great love for us so that we can become something greater than ourselves as we participate in His kingdom. May God be with you today, and may you grow deeper in your walk with Him as a result of this time together.